The 1901 USS Missouri, one of the three main class battleships constructed for the United States Navy, which entered service at the end of 1902. The mains were a considerable improvement over the preceding Illinois classes. This was due to the introduction of a higher velocity 40 caliber 12-inch 305mm guns in place of the old 35 caliber 13-inch 330mm, and to a lesser extent the substitution of the Krupp cemented armour for Harvey armour in the main waterline belt, which gave the same degree of protection at a considerably reduced thickness, and those reduced the weight of the ship. Like their predecessors, the mains had a forecastle deck which was continued aft as far as the main mast, which meant that the secondary battery could be mounted high enough to be effected at speed in the seaway. 2 guns per side were mounted 1 deck higher still. The 13-inch 305mm turrets were electrically operated, but the guns themselves proved to be very troublesome, and shell and charge handling arrangements in the turret and magazines were suspect. The USS Missouri, also known as the BB-11, was built by the Newport News Shipbuilding and Dry Dock Co. She was begun on the 7th of February 1900 and launched on the 28th of December 1901 and commissioned on the 1st of December 1903. She was stricken in accordance to the Washington Treaty and sold for breaking up in 1922. The armament and protection. The mains were typical of the last generation of pre-dreadnought battleships, with the principal armament in twin turrets, fore and aft. The secondary battery, in this case a 6-inch 152mm guns in a central citadel. The main armour was in the form of a belt, which extended between the two 12-inch turrets from 3 foot 3 inches above the load waterline to 4 foot 3 inches below it. 11-inch 280mm thick tapering to 7 inches 178mm at the lower edge. It was surmounted by a 5-inch 127mm belt, which was capped by an armoured deck. The Missouri had a range of 8,000 miles, about 14,800 kilometres. She was one of the best ships in her class for speed. She had a speed of 18 knots. She had a displacement weight of 13,700 tons.